knowing full well the cost. So for all those Republicans in Congress criticizing me today for high gas prices in America, are you saying we were wrong to stand up to Putin? Are you saying that we would rather have lower gas prices in America and Putin's iron fist in Europe? I don't believe that.
Hold on, let me see. I already called on you. Go ahead, Karen.
It's great.
No, I can't call you and not call on them. I feel like it's a classroom. I should have called on you. She was right here to answer that question. It is. I do not have a. I know. I'm trying to get to everybody. Given the. I'll take one more. Okay.
The president expressed this sentiment again today on really laying down the hammer on these big oil companies. And so why is he not in the room tomorrow to express this message himself?
Well, the president talked about this, as you just stated earlier today. The Secretary of Energy, Senator Granholm, was just standing before you, is going to have those conversations.
This topic of a tax break has been out there for weeks, if not months, and you're just talking now about starting the conversation. Why is it just starting now?
I mean, look, this is something, the president talked about this even on Sunday. He has not just been sitting around waiting to make a decision on this. He's taken action on the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
I totally understand that, but again, why is it just happening now? And secondly, what was the threshold for him where he said, I want to push for this now?
Again, he spoke to this. He said he's going to look at the data. He's going to talk to his economic team. He did that. The thing about this is he took actions, as I mentioned, and with the gas tax, holiday gas tax, the way that he sees it is it's a direct, straightforward way to deal with something that the American public is really not feeling in relief right now at the pump.
What is the status of that decision, and what is the status of specifically of the legal review that we know has been underway in terms of what exactly the president's authorities may be?
So we're still continuing. The president, the administration, to assess options of cancellation. We have not made a decision yet. As the president said just recently, I think on Sunday, he expects to make a decision on that soon. I do want to add, no one has been required to pay a single dime of student loans since the president took office, which is 41 million borrowers, provided $20 billion in targeted debt relief to 1.3 million borrowers. Say that one more time.
I'm sorry. There are reports today that the FDA is preparing to ban Juul, which is an extremely popular e-cigarette that's used by millions of people, primarily young adults, to stop smoking cancer-causing combustible cigarettes. Is that true? And if so, is the president involved in that decision-making?
I would refer you to the FDA. I don't have anything for you on that at this time.
The secretary laid out the questions that she wants to ask the oil executives tomorrow. Is there a working theory that the administration currently has as to why the oil companies have not already increased their refining capacity?
There is no working theory on our part. We don't have a specific list of details of what is going to be discussed next month.
And then secondly, on the president's upcoming travel, does he plan to meet with Turkish President Erdogan with regard to Finland and Sweden being in NATO?
We don't have anything to preview for you as far as any bilats that may occur at NATO or G7 as a whole.
You keep referencing the data that the president wanted to look at. What specifically data did he look at?
Well, I think he talks to his economic team, right? They present him with information that he needs with any other decision that he makes that deals with a decision like this. A decision that he has to make that's going to really have a direct effect. I mean, this happens with any decision that he makes.
What does it say about the prospect of the White House winning congressional support on this idea that just minutes after the president finished speaking on this, Nancy Pelosi sent out a very lukewarm statement about its prospects on Capitol Hill, saying we will see where the consensus goes. That is hardly a vote of approval.
Look, we have immense respect for the Speaker. I think she also said that she was going to bring this to her caucus, which is also important to note. Look, this is just the beginning of the process.
So we have a situation where there's money coming out of the Highway Trust Fund. It's going to the oil companies. They may not give it to the consumer, and it has to be paid for. So we're paying for something to give a break to the oil companies that isn't even going to the consumer. So that's the con. The pro is very showbiz. Okay, let's just do something, there it is. But it is not necessarily landing in the pocket of the consumer. It's taken out of the trust fund. We have to pay for that to return it.
On your favorite topic, the China tariffs, which just seems to have become like a stale debate inside the White House because it's
Stale debate.
well, you know, I think there's two sides, and one argues that it helps inflation, and one argues that it doesn't. Can you give us any sense of like where the president is coming down on this? Because you guys are deliberating your decisions for a long time, and you know, if it does help inflation, if he does support that view, then why not? Just
Well,
do
no
it.
decision has been made. As you just stated, he's been discussing, the president's been discussing this with his team. We just don't have anything to share at this time.
No timing.
No timeline, decision hasn't been made, it's being discussed with the team.
You just mentioned that dollar that people would feel that's real. It's 3 months though. Then what do you tell people who are all of a sudden going to be paying $1 more in 3 months? Why build in volatility like that when people are already very anxious about this economy?
Well, as the secretary said, we're going to take this step by step.
The Senate Republicans who's been supportive of approving the funding request, Mitt Romney, was expressing frustration at the request now after that funding had been diverted. He had said for the administration to say they could not purchase these things and then after several months divert some funds and then purchase them is unacceptable and makes our ability to work together and have confidence in what we're being told very much shaken to the core. I mean, is